Temple of Doom TV. We're gonna speak with Brad, aka Spoon, one of the rappers from DoD. Uh, what's up, Brad? How you doing, man?
Chilling.
Yeah. Hey, man, nice to have you here, bro. Welcome to Temple of Doom TV. Anyways, I wanted to ask you a few questions, man. Um, I wanna get started with you. I want you to. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Uh, Spoon, straight out the 863, LaBelle, Florida. Basically Southwest Florida area. You talking about Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Lehigh, Immokalee. We're kind of on the outskirts of it, but still considered Southwest Florida, so we claim that. Hendry County, we claim that. That's and also Lee County, Collier County, Glades County, Charlotte County.
Right on, right on. Well,
Basically,
it's we're in December 2013. Wanted to ask you, how long have you been rapping?
mm, 2013. I'm going on close to 15 years when I started really messing with it. I'll say about 99 when I started writing raps and trying to kind of put it together and try out rap. It kind of started as I don't want to say a joke, but I wasn't really taking it serious for the first couple of years. And then, by early 2000, 2001, I started putting a little more thought and a little more time and process into it, writing a lot more rhymes, kind of taking it seriously.
Cool.
Thought maybe I had a little bit of talent, and I only had probably a little bit of talent at the time, but as I did it more, practiced more,
Develop that talent.
Freestyling, you get into your writing skills, you come across other rappers that influence you, other rappers around your area, and that people you meet that
Cool.
kind of set the bar up or inspire you. Not
Okay.
necessarily inspire you, kind of just,
Well,
make you want to do this shit a little more.
tell us, you know, who inspire you? I mean, you, in my opinion, you're a pretty good rapper, man. And I want to say, you got a pretty unique style. Who inspire you to, basically to do what you do?
Definitely my main inspiration, I said it before, the man that started me wanting to rap that I heard, I've been a fan of rap for a while, growing up as a, young teenager. But when I heard this cat, it was like he blew me away, and I just wanted to be like him. He inspired me, as a Big Pun,
Big Pun, huh?
Punisher.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, he's
When I
definitely a good
when I
rapper.
heard his shit,
No longer with us, but yeah, definitely.
rest in peace. When I heard his shit, it really inspired me. I just wanted to do it after that. I started taking it a little more seriously. And of course, after he died, sad day for me. And,
Yeah.
we miss his music.
Sad day for the music
sure.
industry, I believe.
You don't meet too many white rappers, or probably even black rappers, too much that will tell you that Pun was their inspiration or that he really set it off for them. But to
Okay.
me, that's the man that really.
Okay.
Once I heard him, I was amazed with that shit, and I wanted to do it, and I had to go for it.
Right on, right
So I
on.
started, probably I'll say like 2000, 2001, I hooked up with Rob and we started taking it a little seriously. By 03, 04, we started recording stuff after we sharpened our freestyle skills and everything like that. And that's when we started taking it kind of serious and looking into buying equipment and stuff. Early 2000s, trying to put this shit together.
Right on, cool. And well, now that you mentioned Big Pun, In your opinion, who do you think are like the top five rappers of all time?
Top five rappers of all time, pound for pound. Um, pound for pound. You know, my everybody's gonna say Biggie and Pac and Nas, Jay Z. You're gonna hear those over and over, and definitely they're up there. Uh, to me, like I said, Big Pun. My favorite to me, you know, my biggest inspiration. Also, to me, I feel he was the best lyricist ever. Just and not just lyrically. You know, lyrics was his main thing that kind of captures you with his whole thing. But the flow was there. You know, the style was there. Of course, the lyrics were there. The charisma, the just the character and whole. You're talking about a 600-pound guy that you know, like I said before, he's like a cartoon character, like he was from another planet or something.
Right, right.
He just it was just you know he was a character man, and he just like it was just his whole persona. You know, like he used to always like to say larger than life, and that's what he was.
Right, right.
Talk about larger than life, twice as nice, son your idol. Fill your heart with hate and guide you straight to hell, like the Bible. Like who says shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, and it was he would say shit, and he would paint the perfect picture for you, and you would, you know what I mean? It just came together so well the way he was, and then when he said it, it made you think about the shit, and it just really, like he was just like it was like a movie when you listen to his shit. So to me, yeah, he's my favorite. I feel like he's the best lyrically, but also pound for pound, I gotta put Pac up there. Tupac, probably the best rapper. That's self-explanatory. When you talk about how deep he got, you know, of course he was the realist. He was very political. He was a kind of a revolutionist. He stood for more than rap. You know, he got you thinking on a whole nother level. And I believe maybe if he wanted to be the best lyricist or have the best flow or make the best tracks, he could have did whatever he wanted to because the cat was so intelligent and so charismatic and so, you know, he had the total package also. And he's, you know, he's a movie star. He was, you know, he was the shit. So basically, Pun, Pac, and of course I put Biggie in there too. The flow, probably the flow probably the best. Like you heard people say before, Notorious. You just lay down slow. Spelling his name, wrote the shit. You know what I mean? Straight up flow. He could say anything and make that shit sound good. And then, you know, it starts after those three, it kind of, you know, you can, it's real close between the other cats. Of course, I got a lot of respect for Nas and Jay Z and those cats like that. But being from the South, which a lot of cats sleep on, I really like Bun B, man, from UGK.
Not
I
bad,
really
yeah.
felt like he was a excellent lyricist. People kind of, you don't really think of him as a lyricist, but he is. You don't really think of him as one of the, you don't really necessarily, people don't put him in that group with your Pacs and Bigs and your Jay-Z's and Nas's and stuff like that, but you know, with your Eminems or whatever, but he to me he's on that level, and you know he had his own thing going on, and I definitely I feel Bun B a lot, and you know rest in peace Pimp C. You know, it probably had a lot to do with it that he, you know, him and Pimp C was a team like me and Rob. So, like I said, that was a lot of inspiration. Same thing with Big Boy and Andre from Outkast. Same thing with 8Ball and MJG, especially being from the South and being a 1-2 punch, so to speak. You know, those that type. But I'll say Pun, Pac, Biggie, Bun B, and then it's another cat, rest in peace. And a lot of people don't talk about it like that, but Big L.
Right, Big L.
Big L. A lot of people don't know him. If you don't know who he is, definitely research and look him up. He probably doesn't have, you know, he died very young. He didn't, you know, early mid '90s through the late '90s, he was ripping it. He didn't quite never blow up to where he would have blew up to if he would have been alive today. I believe he would have been a big star. But if you go back and listen to this cat, like his freestyles, his tracks that he made, his flow delivery, it was a real flamboyant style. You know, it was his thing, flamboyant. But he I really was feeling him
Right.
pound for pound as one of the best rappers to me, and he inspired me a little bit too. So I would say, to me, Pac, Biggie, Pun, Bun B,
And Big L.
That's a crazy group. You won't hear nobody else say that. But
Yeah, I mean,
to me,
I agree.
Those guys. I also like Jada Kiss. I also like 8 Ball. You know, T.I. I got a lot of respect for. Chameleon there, I got a lot of respect for lyrically.
Wow. Okay. Well, looking at your list of favorite rappers of all time, what's I can see that they're all from everywhere. So what is your take on West Coast, East Coast, Dirty South? All that style. Is there a style? I mean, what's
definitely there's every section in the United States, and even now you got cats from over in Europe, South America, Africa, everywhere. You got cats rapping all over the world now, and everybody's doing their thing. And it don't matter where you're from. If you can put it down, you can put it down. And but as far as that goes, of course, you always got to give props, and you gotta give it up to the East Coast because they started it. It all started in the Bronx, New York City, and that's where it started from. And that really birthed the whole hip hop movement, just the style. You can't never take that from them, whether or not they're at the top of the game at what time, or whatever, whoever's the hottest region at what time. It doesn't matter. The East Coast, when you're talking about the tri-state area, you're talking about up there, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut.
so what's when you being from the South? Do you like the South, the Dirty South style better? I mean, or do you just? I mean.
I got respect for everybody from everywhere.
If you can rap, you can rap, right? I mean,
exactly. I feel if you're dope, you're dope, man. It doesn't matter where you're from. But I feel the South more. I probably more of my favorite rappers are from the South because I'm from the South, so I can relate to that more. But every like I said, every section has their own style. You do it. You go from the East Coast, who started it. Then the West Coast kind of took it over there in the early and mid '90s for a while with Pac and Snoop and
right.
doing all the beats, and then you had Daz and Corrupt and Ice Cube, and of course NWA really set off the gangster rap movement, Eazy-E and those cats. So you got to give them props for the whole gangster rap music. That was them. Just like the East Coast started hip hop, West Coast pretty much put the gangster rap on the map. And you can't take it from NWA, Eazy-E, and these cats, Ice Cube, and all these guys from over there. They set the bar at a whole nother level. That's when it started getting everybody really started. It started to become more mainstream in the '90s because of the West Coast, and they were really. I don't know if, as much as I love the Dirty South and as much as I'm feeling the East Coast, and like I said, giving them their props on starting it. I don't know if there was at any time a better time in the rap game in hip hop than it was in the early and mid '90s when the West Coast was at its best. That's when I feel that it was in its prime. It was still young when it was coming up, but it was just so everything, the beats, the style, the flow, the lyrics, everything. Of course, like I said, Pac, of course, being the best, but. I mean, everybody over there, Snoop took the world by storm, I remember, and he was one of my inspirations as well. I felt, similar to I felt a lot of connection with Snoop. I felt like he was a similar type cat to me, so I connected with that. But like I said, as much props as you got to give to the East Coast, and as much as I love my dirty South.
I think we all can kind of contribute. I mean,
everybody contributes, but the West Coast really had it going on.
Right.
They still got it. You know, they're coming back a little bit. You got Hobson and Wiz Khalifa and Tech Nine coming, which has been around for a while. People are just now starting to really take notice, but cats like that, I mean, I got a lot of respect for, and they put it down. And then of course you can't forget the Midwest when you talk about like the Chicago style or the real fast twister and you know, of course, and then you know the Cleveland shit with Bone Thugs back in the day. They really did their thing. They were pretty hot for a while. So you got, I mean, everybody contributes, and then you know, like you go down to St. Louis, which is kind of a mixture between the Midwest and the South, because it's kind of right there on the border. St. Louis style, like when Nelly and them cats were coming out, there was that Midwest style had its time to shine, and there are definitely some real good rappers out there. So to me, if you're good, you're good. I don't discriminate. Like I said, my heart's in the South. That's where I'm from. I can relate to it. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Trick Daddy. He's probably my second or third after Pac and Pun. But he's, you know, I love a Trick Daddy. That's my shit, and I get a lot of influences from Trick Daddy. And but every, you know, of course Florida. That's why I love him. You know, represent for Florida. I like that shit. But every region, I feel, if you're good, you're good. If you suck, you suck too. There's shitty rappers from everywhere too. And I, you know, or maybe they ain't shitty. Maybe I just ain't feeling them or connecting to them. You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But
well,
I like everything. And everybody, you know, it's love. If you're doing the shit right and you're upholding the hip hop to what it, you know, if you're staying at the level that you're respecting the game and doing it right, and not just out there trying to make bullshit records and get a paycheck. If you're really doing it for the love and really representing and really doing, you know, the raw ass raps, then I really respect that. No matter where you're from, you could be from Canada, fucking Alaska, anywhere, man. I fucking feel it. If it's good, I feel it, and I got respect for it.
So what? Let me ask you something, man. I mean, you showed a lot of love for basically East, West, and a lot of rappers. What about the beef? You know, sometimes, you know, I remember this one CD from Paul Wall, Controversy Sales. I mean, sometimes people wanna, you know, people just wanna, you know, it's kind of like a soap opera.
Controversy does.
So what is your take on beef on rap? I mean, do you have any beef with any rappers? I mean,
no, I don't. I can't have. I mean, I'm a local cat as far as now, you know, and coming up, it's healthy, as long as you don't take it to that next level when you're talking about killing or shooting, you know, or whatever, or talking about harming people's family, kids, or anything like that. As long as you don't take it to that level, I believe it's healthy for the game. It's competition. It makes you step your game up. That's what rap was based on, man. It's been like that since the beginning. You know, every rapper, me included, you should feel like you're the best to ever touch the mic. You should feel like that. If you don't feel like that, then you have no business rapping. If you don't feel like you're the shit, then you shouldn't be rapping. As much respect as you show to other cats and props as you give or whatever, you still in your heart, and everybody knows, it's like anything you do. You want to feel and strive to be the best, not only that you can be, but you want to feel like you're the best ever. You want everybody, whatever they do, they want to be the best to do it. And if you don't feel like that, then you don't have no business rapping. So, of course, it's like I said, hip hop was based on that type of competition. That's the only. You don't see rock artists or country and western singers and, you know, pop artists and stuff. Like, you know, every now and then you hear shit like that, but for the most part they don't get down like rappers. Hip hop is something totally different. It's really the only genre of music where that's part of the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's part of the culture that you want to battle cats, you want to call cats out, you want to duke it out lyrically on tracks with other cats.
More like a sport, right?
And challenge them. Yeah, you want to challenge them. It's like basketball, football, baseball. You want your team, as much as you respect the other team, you want to go in there and kick their fucking ass.
Right.
And that's what beef is about. So, I mean, as long as it stays there on wax, I have no problem with it. I think it's all healthy. I try not to pick sides. I try to stand back and listen to like cats, rip their shit their own ways, and just stand back as a spectator, and I have my own opinions on who bested who, or who got them on this track or that track. Like I said, when Jay-Z and Nas was going through their shit, Pac and Biggie, a lot of respect for all those cats. I like all those artists, but in your mind you say, well, he might have got him on this track, or this cat got him on the next track. But I respect all that. But in the big picture, it made all those guys better. So like I said, as long as it fucking doesn't go to that next level where you're trying to harm somebody or kill somebody, it's definitely healthy for the game. You know what I mean? It's good for the game because it makes you step it up. It makes you take it to that next level, and that's what it's based on. And I have no problem with that. If a cat called me out on the track, I'm gonna come back at him with whatever I can. And you know what I mean? And
I hear you.
No matter how good I feel he is, I'm gonna try to rip him a new asshole. And I mean, it makes you step it up because you might not go as hard if that cat doesn't challenge you. You know what I mean? You might even start to slack off a little bit and just worry on making this type of music or that type of music or this type of song. But when this cat says, "Oh, fuck Spoon, I got him." Well, really, motherfucker, so I want to come back on that next track and spit some fire, step up my lyrics,
Right on.
And show my ass and really show them I ain't fucking around, and as long as they don't get into, nothing gangster. I mean, this health is good. We can battle it out and let the best man win.
Right on. And well, I got one last question for you, Spoon. How did Temple of Doom come up? I mean, how did you come up with that name? Pretty, original, by the way.
Temple of Doom. Well, I mean, that's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I even believe Cypress Hill back in the day had an album called Temple of Boom.
Oh, right on.
But that was neither one of those was inspiration for me to start that. Actually, Temple of Doom rhymes with Spoon. And I was one day I was writing one of my raps and it's Spoon from the Temple of Doom, and I was like, that shit kind of had a ring to it. So I was kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna ride with this shit, because every clique has to have a name. And then you had me and Rob was basically that was the all there was to the clique at that time. But I had visions in my mind from when I started this shit of having other rappers, and of course we got, shout out to Brody Collier, used to be Mercenary, used to have Young Cat, Jada Kid, of course, big shout outs to my homeboy, P Black, Flip, you know what I mean, he's locked up right now, but when he touches back out again, we got him. We got the beats and shit ready for him. Of course, I got to give a shout out to them and all other cats from town that in this area that get down with the Temple of Doom. With those, when you talk about me, Rob, P Black, Brody Collier, and these cats that are the foundation of Temple of Doom, I feel like we're all good. We all bring something different to the table. Of course, me and Rob kind of being a team, and these guys kind of being P Black and Brody Collier kind of being their own, but we all fuck together like a dungeon family, and so using that type of thing as an inspiration, like your dungeon families and your screwed up cliques and shit like that, especially down here in the South. I just, like I said, I was writing it in the rap, and I might have wrote it a couple times through a rap, and like, it just caught my ear, and it's something kind of like, real catchy and real crazy. So we just stuck with Temple of Doom, and TOD, we shout it out all the time, and it just caught on like that. Kind of, it just caught on, and we represented it and kind of made a name for it around here. So I mean, that's basically. I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it was by accident, but it kind of just fell in there like that, the Temple of Doom. So, and I mean, we kept, and there's been times when I thought about changing it because it's a little too dark. Me being kind of a spiritual guy, I thought sometimes it might be a little too evil, but then it's Temple of Doom. I'm not standing for anything evil, so it's just a name. So that's we just stuck with it, and it's been 10 plus years. It's been Temple of Doom. So I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and ride with it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
Exactly.
Well, thanks for your time, Spoon. Well, there you have it, people. You just witnessed how Temple of Doom was born. This is Temple of Doom TV. We'll catch y'all later.